so y'all ready? All right, so about 5:30 we got reports of fire in an electrical panel near a stairwell. When the crews showed up, they had heavy smoke interior. They made an aggressive attack to try to contain the fire within. Unfortunately, it got very hot on the second floor, and that backed crews out, so we couldn't get to the heart of to the seat of the fire. It did have major extension. We got a 4-story mid-rise back here of newer type construction. About 30 minutes into it, 45 minutes into it, the fire was getting heavier. It got very hot because it's a closed up, sealed up building. That creates flashover conditions. We called for a second alarm. The second alarm makes its way out here. We had windows break. What caused that was we had shifting winds. Last week we had a 311 with a wind-driven fire. Here we're experiencing the same thing, only the winds are shifting. We got the beltway, we got office buildings. When the crews are attacking, the wind is shifting, which is now bringing the fire through the building. Currently, we have no reports of injuries, civilian or firefighter. We have one firefighter getting looked at, but he's not complaining. Maybe a little bit of heat exhaustion from overworking. We got 3 alarms out here. That's over 120 firefighters. So my message to the public is stay away from Bel Air Boulevard and the Beltway. We're going to be here all night. If you're coming this way in the morning, take another route. In a few minutes, Center Point's going to kill power to most of this area. So if you need power for something, start looking for other arrangements. It's going to take a while. All the power things you see me may go down for the rest of the night. This is a major fire. We have a lot. If you can look overhead, we got major power lines above us. Center Point is working on that now, but they're going to cut the power to this area. We have police officers here controlling traffic. Again, I want to warn the public, stay away from Bel Air Boulevard and West Sam Houston Parkway, the whole area. Back to the fire. After the second alarm crews got in there, we started noticing the walls were buckling, the weight of the ceiling's coming down, we had fire break through the roof. Once a collapse hazard has, we start backing out. You can see water supply is a challenge in this area. That is one biggest challenge. We got water supplies that's a quarter, eighth of a mile down the road that we're gonna have to move. That's why we're gonna be here all night. We got some, but this is not enough water for all of this. That's what's causing the delay. We have major ladder trucks up there that you can see behind me. That's like 2,500 gallons. That's a lot of water flow that one hydrant can't supply. So we have to accumulate other hydrants. Thank you to the water department for boosting up the water supply. I'm sure the residents feel that around here. All your water is being diverted here to contain this fire. Once the roof started going, you can start seeing the walls buckled in. We do have a major collapse hazard. So right now we're moving everybody out. We're stopping the attack as much as we can to move crews back. We anticipate a collapse any moment and getting everybody cleared. That brings us to 3 alarms. We have hundreds of firefighters out here right now. Again, stay away. Once the power cuts, it's going to go dark. We're going to have lighting set up. We're going to work with PD for traffic flow. If you can stay away from the area, we're asking you kindly. All this area is going to be without power and blocked on traffic. Again, no injuries reported for civilian or firefighter. Right now, the status is we're moving people back. We're going to let the building go. It's going to be a collapse. It's too dangerous for us to operate in. We're going to be here all night. Questions?
Any idea how big the area is? It's going to have no electricity, or how many people could be impacted?
We are actively working with CenterPoint to isolate this area. They will be able to isolate it, but it's going to take a moment to go down line and do their switching. This corner and all this may go out originally, but I'm told they're able to isolate it around that building and probably the apartments in the back and around that area. We're trying to maintain power in the intersection to keep this intersection flowing, to keep the gas station open, stuff like that. But they are trying to isolate. They tell me they can do it, so we're hopeful about that.
Were there any people in the building? Did anybody have to be rescued from the building or anything?
No rescues. I want to say a testament to the evacuation plans, office building workers. This is an office building. I haven't reported that it was occupied, but they got out.
Do you know how many people were in there at the time that evacuated?
I do not, but I'll get that for you.
Hey, so what's the biggest issue that you all are facing in battling this?
Our biggest issue was the water supply. Right. Because it's such a ways down the road. We got to move that water up here through hoses and pumpers, what we call relay pumping. That's a major operation. And to get that water down here, once this thing goes, we're going to get crews in there before it's going to collapse. We're going to need a lot of water over the duration of the night. So for those residents out there, you're going to experience some decreased water pressure. It's all going to be flowed here. We do have a major collapse hazard, but it's going to take, that's our biggest concern, is to move that water and get the electric power cut, because we can't operate as long as there's major electric power.
So there's no saving the building, you're just going to you have to let it go.
It's too dangerous to work in.
Sure.
It's too dangerous to work in.
With it being so close to a gas station, does the fact that there's gas here pose more of a risk or make things a little bit more intense?
That hasn't come up because those things are underground. They can isolate those things. What they're worried about is switching the power, because those pumps and those emergency things will. So we're trying to keep the power on there so they can take evasive actions if they need to. Right now, there's no collapse hazard to the gas station. So I want to make that clear. Our major concern is maintaining electrical power, excuse me, so they can operate, but make this building safe enough so we can get in there by cutting the power.
I know you don't know yet about the cause, but you mentioned earlier that the fire may started in sort of a electrical panel or something?
Yeah, that's right. So we believe at this moment that there's a major fire in the electrical panel. That moved into the stairwells. What made this more difficult is we accessed the building through stairwells. So we encountered heavy smoke through stairwells, so it took some time getting up there. Happy to report, nobody found. Everybody got out at this moment, as far as we know right now. But that heavy smoke in the stairwell stopped us from going up there and hitting it with the seat of the fire. So we had to go around it. That extended very rapidly into the second floor, third floor, into the ceiling. We did have fire break out in the roof, so we moved our hoses to the roof. A lot of water weight. Walls started to collapse or lose their structure. You can probably see that wall dirt over right there, so we're clearing everybody out, because on a collapse, when it collapses, it's going to push out the bottom. And we don't want anybody getting hurt.
Do you happen to have any idea how many offices there are, how many businesses are in that building?
That's tough to say because they break them up, right? What do we call an office? They're all divvied up. I have not been in there. I'm getting all the crews out. But we have one building person that was working with us. They're affirming that they, as far as they know right now, no one's in there. So we don't anticipate that, but again, we have to get in there as soon as we can make it safe enough for us to work.
The emergency call came from within the building, and if so, what business?
I don't have that information of the origination, but I can get that for you. I'll have to call our dispatch center to find out exactly where the call came from. So again, to the citizens, to the residents, to the community, stay away from Bel Air Boulevard and the Sam Houston Parkway. We got the intersection blocked off. We're going to take the power. We have a collapse hazard. We got a lot of crews out here. Traffic is horrible. So stay away. If you're planning to come this way in the morning, I'm kindly asking to consider a different route. We're going to be here all night working. This intersection may be without power, and it's going to be blocked off. So stay away from the area if you can.
This last thing, just to be clear, so people were evacuated from the apartments or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
When they cut the power, I'm sure they're going to get captured in there. They're out of the collapse zone, so we don't anticipate the collapse going into the apartment building.
So you feel as far as cutting the power, it's going to be a fairly isolated system right here, do you think?
So we've been actively working with Centerpoint, great group of guys that's working to keep everybody's power, and we can isolate it the best we can. They tell me they can do that, but it's going to take some switching. So be patient with us while they have to cut the power, reroute, and do whatever they do, but they're trying to isolate it right here, so it should keep the surrounding areas with power, at least in the long run.